Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mary.
I'm Linda.
And we're Peaky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen, and we're downtown Nacogdoches, Texas.
Our hometown.
Yes.
Brick streets.
Yeah, this is where we were born and raised. And we're just going to give y'all a little bit of insight of what our hometown looked like and talk about the way it was when we grew up.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this is what used to be the old
post office, yes, when we were kids.
Yeah, when we were kids. Now it's a visitor center. So, it's a beautiful place. They didn't have this here when we were growing up.
No, this is... So we're going to walk around and talk a little bit. Hopefully y'all going to be able to hear us.
Yeah, hopefully these new mics work better. That was a loud motorcycle, wasn't it?
Yep. Mary, were the steps bigger here when we were kids?
I remember them being tall steps, Linda. Don't you?
I thought they were. Remember? Maybe they were steps up front. I don't know.
I don't know, but it seemed like the steps was a lot taller.
It's been through these doors many a time with Daddy to check the mail.
Yeah, our post office box was 211.
211. Yep, it sure was.
So.
And I don't know if y'all can see or not, but these bricks have people's names on them.
That bought a brick.
Probably some kind of I don't know if it was a fundraiser or something they did or not. And then our brick streets here.
And Linda, these monuments wasn't here when we were kids.
No, they didn't have these sculptures here when we were kids. They're real pretty though, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is very typical of something like hunting dogs and a little boy. Yeah. There was a drugstore over here, wasn't it, Mary?
Mm-hmm,
over here somewhere.
Yeah. And a drugstore.
And this building, which is now Community Bank, Dr. Taylor, the dentist office, was in this building. They were real tall stairs, and Daddy would carry me up there. Oh, Lord, I hated to go to the dentist. It was $2 to get a tooth pulled, and he always bought me a doll when we got out of the dentist. Daddy always went and bought me a doll. I hated going to the dentist. I would just cry.
That's a bank now. What was a bank? Bank then too.
And this is the old, used to be Old Stone Fort Bank.
Yes.
And it's Regions now. The fireplace is in the background.
It was there then, too.
Yes, our Uncle Jesse worked as a fireman back in the 60s, I guess,
Probably
Mary?
was in the 60s, yeah.
So that fire station has been there for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, it was.
And then I guess we're just going to walk on down a ways and come back up on the other side.
Yeah. There's the crosswalk here.
Oh, okay. Didn't have crosswalks when we were kids.
So I guess this right here...
that's a monument telling about, I guess, the Fredonia Rebellion. There was 9 flags that flew over Nacogdoches at one time. Pretty much a Spanish settlement. I think Yarbrough's is an old family that was in the beginning here. And, of course, y'all can't see the hills, but when you come into Nacogdoches, you come in a hill. Nacogdoches is built in a valley, and that's why when it rains there's so much flooding from the creeks around here, and has been some monumental floods throughout the years.
I mean, flood a whole street, houses up to the roof nearly, down there on the creek where A. Nelson used to live.
And I don't know if we'll have time to go down there to that park or not, but that park, we would have to drive down there, but that park it's absolutely beautiful. There's an old bridge down there, and they moved it and put it down there from somewhere else. And Mama used to go down there and pick up pecans.
We better get out the streets.
There's lots of pecan trees down there, and she would, because it was a city park, you could go pick up pecans.
We did. We sure
did. And Mama picked up many pecans down there. And this was after we were grown, but she used to go down there and pick up pecans. They got a lot of really pretty greenery around town, don't they, Mary?
Yeah, they do. Beautiful little town.
I think...
this is a bank.
Did Daddy do business at this bank?
This is a bank, Daddy's bank.
That's what I thought.
He didn't bank at the bank much.
No,
But-
he didn't. But when he needed
Yeah.
to, of course, Serena Bank was where they first started at.
Right.
That's where Paul E. Bank too, I
Yeah.
think. And it's not there anymore.
No, it's not.
It's kind of quiet because it's
Yeah,
early.
it is. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that they. Last weekend they had the Blueberry Festival
Yes,
down
this
here.
whole place
and
was
the streets was full on
blocked
both
off.
sides.
Yep.
Yeah. It would have been nice to come to it, but it would have been so many people.
Yeah, we actually
Yeah.
had a booth set up down here one time
Yes, we did.
during the.
That's a little kitchen.
Mary,
Linda.
did Smith's used to be here?
I don't know if
Smith's
it was
was in
this
one of these buildings.
It was right here
through
close
here.
to the bank, but I'm not sure if this is it or not. Pardon? Hi. Oh, hi there. Hi. What are y'all doing in town? Y'all out just walking through, driving through? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, call.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Good seeing y'all. Bye-bye.
Who was that?
That's Bobby's cousin.
Oh,
Carlos.
Carlos and his wife.
That was my husband's first cousin. He doesn't live here. He lives in
Oh,
Carthage or Tenny Hall or somewhere.
Linda, that's a cute dress.
Oh yeah, it is.
Isn't that cute?
You were talking about the Blueberry Festival when y'all had a booth here.
Yeah.
I think that was in 96, 97, 98. One of those.
It was 98.
It was 98. I still have the outfit.
You
I
said
bought.
I was going to
You
say.
know why I know it was 98? It was Mama was in the hospital.
Oh.
That was the year that she had the wreck.
Yeah, and Chuck had and Edward had a booth down here.
And y'all might think we were terrible to say that we were down here downtown with a booth and Mama was in the hospital and she had her wreck. But that's how we were. We
Yeah,
had
we
had
had
this
to go
space
about.
paid for
Yeah.
for months.
Yeah.
And Edward and Michael came and they had their bubblegum machines set up and we had a bunch of food stuff. And we just all decided as a family that, Mama would want us to do it. And so, I mean, we were like 5 minutes from the hospital that any of us could have got there really quick. But we set up all day and we got several pictures.
Yeah, I remember Linda. She said, "Mother, I found this dress and I want this outfit, and it was quite pricey too." But
Well, you
did
said
get
you
it
got
for her.
pictures of it? Or you still
I
got
still
it?
wear it.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you're going to have to show us
Yeah,
that or wear it one
yeah,
day, Linda.
yeah.
You'll have to show us.
I think we got our money's worth.
Yeah, we sure did. It looked really nice on you too.
That looks like a cute shop in there, Linda.
They're closed right now. They don't open till 10. We down here early. This looks like an interesting little store.
Oh, Mary, this must have been Smith's.
Oh,
Because this
okay.
has got a tag down here.
Okay.
So this was
is
Smith's.
where Smith's was. Okay.
And
I just knew it was on this side of the
yeah.
road. I just couldn't
And
remember.
this hasn't been closed too many years. When I say too many years, it probably closed in maybe the 90s or something.
I have no idea, but I have no idea when they closed.
This was here all of our life. This was
Yeah.
a fancy store we did not shop in.
we would go
We
in
would
it.
window shop.
Yeah. Oh, they're tearing one down.
Okay, you can see it almost looks like they're stripping it back
Yeah.
to the original facade, doesn't it, Mary?
Yeah, they're gonna.
Now this wouldn't have been J.B. White's, would it? J.B. White's and Penny's was on this side.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
Some
sure.
of our viewers in Nacogdoches may know.
Yeah.
Someone asked if they decorate for Christmas downtown.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely
They do.
We came down here.
Our school, yeah, we
We
did.
came down here
but
and we
this
videoed,
was
didn't we?
this was before we started videoing, Mary. When we
got a lot of film on it. No. We was down here. We went to Fredonia Hill the very first year. One of our followers, Red Dirt.
yeah.
We did some. We did some
things.
We did
but,
some videos. Maybe this
That
was.
was before Pink.
That was
It
before
okay.
we
It
started
hadn't been
filming
that
for
long.
Pinky
It's
Moss.
about a
Yeah.
year. I guess it was a Christmas.
About three.
before we started the videos.
We came and stayed at Hotel Fredonia, and born and raised here. I had never even been in Hotel Fredonia until that time.
Yeah, and we got a lot of
stayed
film
there.
on it. So we may have to come back again Christmas. They have a long, big
Yes,
Christmas
they have a parade. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we had a good time that weekend. Yeah.
And I think this would have had to been Penny's, Mary, because there's the quarries.
Yeah, this was probably Penny's.
And I'm gonna look in the window and see if I can see.
To go upstairs.
You can't see the stairs because it's blocked
I know it
off.
has an upstairs. It's a real. It was a real tiny building. Linda, I don't know if this may be too big. It was a tiny.
I may be wrong, but I think this was Penny's, and I don't even know if they'll be open today or not. I wanted to go in there because I wanted to show y'all that staircase. Don't see any tags out front that shows or anything. This is where we done a lot of our Saturdays.
This was our store. It was McCroy's.
We had 2 5 and dimes here in Nacogdoches. Yeah. One was across the street was Perry's, and this was McCroy's. Window shopped and shopped in there.
This is where I got most of my Hope Chest stuff, because they would always have a big old table of clearance. I'd buy picture frames and just odds and end kitchen stuff.
You probably kept that for years, didn't you?
I did. I had it when I got married. Yeah, I sure did.
And they had a lot of merchandise in this store. A lot of merchandise.
And they had that little fountain store, and you could get a fountain drink. And this is where we got our peanuts and corn candy. We only had 25 cents, so we would get 15 cents worth of corn candy and 10 cents worth of peanuts.
And you'll see that this got on here the sign. It's a Nacogdoches landmark, which a lot of these stores are. And of course, in our parents' day, in the 20s and 30s, a lot of these places, a lot of these buildings were just being built. But in our day, all these buildings were here. They were just different businesses.
Yeah, this was a big store. It still is a big store.
Yeah, it is. Now, is that stairs? Yeah, you can see stairs. Now they've added that, Mary. They didn't have these stairs in there when we were kids.
I don't remember having stairs.
Look how pretty they are.
Oh yeah, that is nice. No, they didn't have.
No, they didn't. This was just a one-story store. And then, isn't there like some kind of a? Is this a shelter, or did it used to be a shelter?
It used to be a shelter. I don't know what it is now. It used to be a shelter for homeless.
And then I don't guess we'll walk on to the next block unless you want to, do you?
That's the store we got. I bought me a Bible.
Yeah, our Bibles came
from. Got a new Bible over there.
In this block down here, that's where a business college was. That Daddy went to business college after he got in, and Charles did too. After Daddy got in from the Army, he went to business college there, and then Charles went there.
Well, I'm glad we started early because that sun is warm.
Oh, Mary, this is old Redland Hotel.
Okay.
It's from 1906 to 1907. Was it just for a year? It was the first modern hotel in Nacogdoches. This was the old Redland Hotel.
Oh.
So this is a very old, significant building here too.
We forgot to text Carla. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Give her time to let Carla. I don't know why our memory is so short.
Carla, I am so sorry. Whew, that sun is bright.
That sun is warm, isn't it?
Hey,
this street sure brings back memories. Oh. We don't get around enough to know, do we?
No, we didn't have this when we were here.
Did you have to push for the lights to change for us?
No, it ain't no lights. They have to stop.
That's what I was going to say. Where's the light?
Okay, I think we can go now. There ain't no light here. They just have to stop. Hope they'll stop anyway.
Well, I hope so too. But why is that sign there? It says push for the lights to change.
Right there.
Oh.
It lights up so people know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I honestly don't think I've ever even noticed it.
I hadn't either, Linda, but I wasn't really paying
now we
attention.
got on the side where the sun's not blaring. We're walking west now.
Yeah. I forgot the name of this store. What did it used to be, Linda?
Case and Monk was a little further down, wasn't it?
Monk was further down.
This is the art center now. But I like their little signs. It's got what's on there.
Get a picture of that, Linda. Show them. That's where the old Redland Hotel. back in 1906 and 1907.
That's way over 100 years old.
That's tall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I can see why they say modern, but being built that long ago.
Yep.
Okay.
Whew, it's much better.
I guess this is. Sorry.
Okay.
This is the name of, I guess, who paid for this sign here.
Probably.
Tom and Peggy,
They
right?
have that different names through town here.
Now there's
Now,
the stairs.
here's some stairs here. Mary, what do you think that this went to the Toyland in Case and Monk?
Might have been.
You
Might have
think
been
this was Case and Monk here? I don't know if you can see the stairs, but they were real tall stairs, wasn't they,
Yeah,
Mary?
but they was inside the building.
But now that might not have
I
been
think that
them,
must have been some other
because it
kind of
seemed like
office
there
or
was one
something.
set of stairs and a landing.
Yeah, probably somebody from Nacogdoches that's been here, and didn't leave. They probably would remember.
Yeah,
We've been gone for what?
a long time.
A long time.
I was thinking that Case and Monk was a little bit
Case and
further.
Monk had to be right along here. This one or that next one.
Of course, I'm sure they've redone inside these buildings a lot since we've been here, but it was
yeah.
a very fun place to go at Christmas time, because the Toyland was upstairs, and you went up, and I mean there was just toys everywhere.
Yeah.
For a kid,
Yeah.
it was a lot of toys.
Yeah.
It wasn't probably a big space,
Right.
but of course you can see the SFA signs. And when we were kids, it wasn't even a university; it was a college.
Yeah.
But now it's a university.
I think where that mess hall is now, I think that's where Case and Monk was.
Was
Because-
it? Okay, well maybe it was.
I think it was. It was
Let's see
closer.
if there's a. Let's see if
It
there's
was closer down here to where Bales was.
Okay. That's JT Lucas. So. Oh, Mary, there's stairs. I bet this
Yeah.
was it,
Yeah, this is
because it was
yeah.
it was a short thing of stairs.
Yeah, this is old Case and Monk.
Yeah. So that's you're
Yeah.
right. That's where it was. Of course, it looks different
Yeah.
because.
But it was big. It was a big store.
And Bell's was on the end,
Bell's,
right?
yeah, right.
So
Bell's was on the end.
this next store would have been Perry's.
Yes, yes.
I guess that's an architect office now.
Yeah. Stone and design.
And it was a big store too. Perry's was a big store.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it looks completely different. But there
Yeah.
was two sets of doors too, wasn't it?
To what?
To Perry's, wasn't it two sets of doors?
I don't even.
Or was it just one big double doors?
I don't remember that, Linda. Bales was where, and all of us ain't Elsie. She shopped, I think,
Yep.
everything from
This
Bales
was
because she had a credit with them. I often wonder because they ain't Elsie. They struggled. Just like a lot of us did. And but Christmas, she always had the nicest gifts for her kids, and she bought them at Bales, and she had a charge card.
Okay, well, Mama never did.
No,
She didn't.
no, but
What they got,
Elsie
they paid for. But
I'm sure she probably paid for it all year long.
she probably did.
Yeah,
Any household goods like. They had a white sale every January,
Yes.
and that's when Mama bought her sheets and towels and stuff, and this is where they come from. And then at school, y'all heard me say shoes, buy a pair, get a pair for a penny. This is where they come from.
Yeah.
And they had a big markdown table in the back there.
Yeah.
And that's where Mama, first place she went to when she walked in the store was that back.
That's where we get ours from.
And I used to ask Mama, why can't you look at something besides the stuff's on sale? And first thing I do when I walk in the store is hunt the clearance section.
Yeah, we do. We sure
So
do.
we got it honest.
Yep.
And there was a guy that worked in here, and I should know his name. I've heard it many
He
times.
waited on us every time.
He
didn't
was the guy, yes, that waited on us for years and years and years.
He calls by name.
I'm going to look in. That's a law firm now. I won't look in the door. There's probably people in there.
She ain't going to peek in on them.
Now this is the mayor and the Smith building. The Smiths might have owned it, but this was Bell's, so they probably did and rented it out. But it tells you the Yarba and the Roberts family.
We went to school with one of the Smith kids.
Yeah, we did.
I did. In my grade. I can't remember her name though, but she was my age.
I was trying to see if
included the 3 Bell brothers. The Mass family, this still belongs to the AT Mass family, and later tenants have included the 3 Bells brothers. And
the 3 Bells brothers is what
Mass
we knew it of.
Senior purchased that.
And isn't he the one that had the land office, Mary?
Yes, he is.
I thought so.
He's the one that Bobby, I mean not Bobby, but Daddy, that's where he bought money. That's where he borrowed the money. Wasn't it the Mass? Over there in that little corner?
It could have been, yeah.
I think it was. That's the only place that he liked to borrow money from.
Yeah.
And
Daddy would not borrow money from family. Yeah. He would not do it.
I think that's where he got the money to build the barn.
Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah. That was in later years. That's back whenever, just before he stopped trucking.
Yeah.
Because he always paid cash for everything, but big purchases like that he did.
And the Hotel Fredonia is right down there. You can barely see the corner of it, but that's where it's at.
Texas stage coaches, the side of this historical.
Stagecoaches. This used to be called, and I remember reading about this when I was a kid. This was actually called the King's Highway, and it was used since 1691. Yeah. 1691. That was a long time ago.
It was.
And passengers boarded stagecoaches during the Civil War. Right here by this stand, and the town had 2 others. They served 3 stagecoach lines that operated here. That was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah. A lot of history here.
I love history. I absolutely love reading about history. And it said in all 31 stage lines operated in Confederate Texas. They haul mail, soldiers, civilians. 15 used 2-horse hacks, which whatever that is, and the others heavier coaches. All but 5 lines made connections with railroads or steamers, which is ships, making possible extensive travel. This was erected in 1965. But so y'all see, this little town here is a very significant piece of Texas history.
It's the oldest town
in Texas. Yes.
Is that Massey? Yeah, that's Diddy Massey.
And some of y'all have heard me talk about this, but when this car passes, I'll tell y'all. You know, Nacogdoches is in the area where we've seen some pretty good storms come through here. That's why I was always grew up scared of bad weather. But I don't remember if this was in the spring or the fall when they brought this big tree here. Daddy, when he went in the no, it was parked.
Big tree. Yeah.
It was parked.
Oh, that's right. They didn't plant it. It was
on
just
a trailer.
It was a
site. They brought it through.
To see.
And Daddy, when he went in the Army, he went out of the San Francisco area. That was the ship that he went out of when he went to New Caledonia. And I don't know if he saw any of the trees out there or not, but he wanted us to see this tree, and it was coming to storm that night.
You could walk in it. That's
yes,
how big
it was like a house. They had a house made out of it. It's on the back of the trailer, and I wanted to see it, but I was terrified because it was really bad weather. But he brought us down here, and we all went in there and saw that tree. I don't know if it was the sequoia or if it was what are the other ones?
I don't remember. I just remember going in. I think I went in inside that big old tree.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We all went in it. Yeah. And that was something really monumental to me because we'd never seen trees that big. Yeah. And of course, since then I have because I've been to Sequoia Park. But it was something really fascinating to us kids. Right. And I was glad that Daddy wanted us to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
let us know, Linda, if we have any questions.
There was a little farmer. There was a little pharmacy down
And
here.
it had a soda fountain.
Yes.
This was it Stripling's? Was this Stripling's?
I think it was. I think it was Stripling's.
And
Yeah.
of course, you know, we didn't eat, or we didn't do things like that. We didn't go to the soda fountain and get a soda or a hamburger or grilled cheese or soup like you've seen we see, because we're a member of the Nacogdoches groups online, and we see people talking about them going there for lunch. We didn't do that.
We didn't.
You know, that was out of our
It was
league.
a real treat if we even
Yeah.
got a fountain drink in one of them.
but I know we passed by here many
Yeah.
times and seen
Yeah.
it. It was a long counter, and they had their little uniforms on. The ladies did that made the sodas, and it was a big part of Nacogdoches. A lot of the kids had jobs when they were kids, right, Mary? When they were teenagers.
Here it is, Stripling's.
Okay.
In memory
yeah,
of,
this is Stripling's.
Stripling's drugstore.
I'm glad they had these up
yeah.
because it helps you, you know exactly where it
Right,
was.
right.
But we wasn't allowed to work on
Daddy-
jobs or
Daddy
something.
wouldn't let us work.
Now Charles and Edward, Charles had a paper route and they mowed lawns and they did different things, but not me and Mary. They were
Daddy
very.
believed the women's place was in the home.
And he was
Yeah.
very protective
And
of
he
his
would-
girls.
Yeah,
Very
he would
protective.
not let us work outside the home. And I wanted a job. I did. I wanted to work. But
I wanted to make money, but of course I made money
Yeah.
working for Pinky Paw in the field.
yeah,
You know, and that was there,
Right.
close to the house.
my first job was after I graduated from high school, and I got a rude awakening.
That was learners, right?
Yeah, at learner shops in Jackson, Mississippi. First job I ever had.
There's
And I
another
worked hard.
little boutique, Linda.
I did, yeah. There was a jewelry store here on the end. It may
Yeah,
still be.
it was a jewelry store.
Edward liked this little store, the jewelry store. Edward always liked the Richie stuff. You remember?
Yeah.
Edward, he was always fascinated going in this
And we
store.
didn't wear jewelry, so
No, but
you know,
Edward loved. Well, he liked to give jewelry to his
to his
girls.
girlfriends. Edward had all kinds. He had girlfriends. He He had people, and Edward and Charles both were very handsome young men.
Yeah.
But Edward loved the ladies.
Edward always wanted to buy. He did buy. He did get jewelry from there.
Okay, this is the old Branch and Patton's.
Yeah, and my old
hardware
boyfriend
store.
worked there.
Oh,
Remember
really?
Kenneth Dorset?
Okay.
This was in elementary school. I was in the 6th grade, and I liked this little boy, Kenneth Dorsey. I've
Yeah.
seen the papers where he passed away. Remember, he was crippled. He had
Yes,
crutches.
I do.
He worked here, I guess, most of his life.
Is
before
that
he
right?
died. Before he died, this is where he still worked there from school, from teenagers until he died.
Until I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read it in the paper about it, that he still worked there. Yep.
I know that Pinky Ma and Pinky Paw bought a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
They would, and back then, of course, they did. Some of these places did have charge cards, but they would have they would buy something and put it on their, what do they call it?
I'm not sure what they called it, but is this where Charles bought the lawnmower? It is.
Probably.
This is where Charles bought his first lawnmower on his name because he was a Pinkston.
Because he was in Pinkston, and they
They
knew that
let him
they paid
buy
their
a
bills.
lawnmower. Yes, just because he was a Pinkston, they put.
And he
on
was a
term,
kid,
and
right?
He was a kid, but he bought his first lawnmower there and went out and mowed yards, and he paid for that lawnmower himself. But he didn't have. It was just on his word. That's what they did. He got that lawnmower.
Things are sure different now,
Yes,
aren't
it
they?
is.
They
Yes, it
are.
is.
We've been in this store many,
Yeah.
many times too, and that's what I believe. That's the Methodist Church,
That's a
isn't it,
church.
Mary?
I think that is a Methodist church. Charles would, that lawnmower, Charles would get on his bicycle and pull that lawnmower behind his
bicycle.
bicycle and stop at houses to see if they need their yard mowed. And he would mow all day long and come in the evenings after he'd mowed yards all day.
Be gone all day long. I don't know what he done for lunch.
I
Did he
don't
take
either.
something with him?
I don't remember, but I
Maybe
know
the
he'd work
people
all
fixed
day.
him lunch or something.
All day.
And our
mowing
brother
yards.
is, he just turned 77, right?
77, that's right, 77.
And he still mows yards today.
Yep, he sure does.
He sure does.
He mows yards. Every day he's out mowing somebody's yard. Because he's retired. he retired after working 40-something years with the same company.
Yeah, he retired several times.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
All right,
let's
this is
see
Shaw.
here.
This is where Shaw's used to be, right here. Don't you remember these windows
Yep.
of these shoes?
Yeah, this had to have been Shaw's.
This was the place where I wanted my first pair of shoes.
and
I had picked out
she
for
not
my
only
13th.
wanted them, she got them.
I got them, but it was a half a day's process of getting them. So
and you'll see that.
that's a furniture store on down there. It used
Yeah.
to be. Yes.
And the sign over there, it says El Camino Real. That was another name of this highway. It's which this is East Main, but it's on either end. It's West Main and Highway 21, and then on the other end, it's Highway 21 East that goes to Sharina and St. Augustine and over into Louisiana. But it was also called El Camino Real.
Now,
The Johnson and Johnson furniture store, I believe that's where Palace Seed Store wasn't.
I think it was. I think it was.
And
It was down there.
I
somewhere across the
believe
street.
Charles told in one of the videos that Charles was in, I believe he told about Palace Seed Store when he worked there. They served hamburgers, and they were really good hamburgers too. And again, we didn't get them because we didn't eat out.
Yeah.
But people will still talk about those hamburgers today. I believe that's where Charles said he learned how to sweep the floor.
Oh, really?
The
yeah,
man
them
told
dirt
him,
floors.
showed him how to
Dirt
sweep the
floors.
floor.
Yep, there was dirt floors and the.
Hey, ladies, why don't y'all do some axe throwing?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
look, that's. I've seen that. That's popular nowadays. We throw that axe. You know what? I mean, they're closed, but I think I can do that.
You probably could.
I think I could do
don't
that.
think I'd try it.
They have that. They have that in a lot of places now. Axe throwing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
Well,
I could.
SFA, for those of you who don't know, they're the lumberjacks.
Yes, yes.
Because there's a lot of logging
Yeah.
in East Texas, always has been all of our life. You'll see, you hardly ever get on a road that you don't get behind a log truck at some time or another. And our cousin JC that just recently passed away, he spent many years in the logging industry. And I'm sure they cut trees off of Paul's property at the farm too.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
some
yeah.
time or another.
Oh, yeah.
Paul's was mostly ranching and farming and dairy, but I know they did do some timber work too.
Yeah. Now we're gonna walk back to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen on Facebook. I've seen there's a place in Tyler that has that axe throwing. There's several places around that has that now. Is
Is
it?
it?
Okay, I knew I'd seen several places. Now we're going to
Okay.
cross over here.
Yeah, I guess we can cross over here. Okay. And then we'll probably end this video.
Yeah, we will.
And then we're going to do some more videos before we leave here.
Yeah, we're going to go to some different places.
Y'all want to say goodbye right here instead of
This
in the
is
sun?
Yeah.
this is the street.
Sorry.
This is the streets that I learned to run instead of walk, because a lot of times I would come to town with my brother Charles, and I'm not kidding. I would have to run to keep up with him.
He walked fast.
He walked fast and big steps. So I still do that today. I catch myself walking away from somebody because I'm walking so fast, but. That's the way I do, and everybody at the church says the same thing. You better catch her while she's on, because she'll be gone. But I'm slowing down.
Somebody said one time we walk with a purpose.
Yeah.
We don't fool around. I mean, we don't walk quite as fast as we used to.
No.
But y'all know I've got all kinds of stuff that I told about me sweeping dirt on the rugs and everything. But I want to tell y'all something funny before we sign off here.
I was hoping you to forget that.
Do you not want me to tell
I
it?
don't care, I guess.
I won't if you don't want me to.
I was just thinking, well, I think I'm gonna get through this video without her saying what she's gonna say, because she won't let me live this down.
So y'all know we know what each other's thinking. So this was one summer. I know exactly the dress I had on. It was hot as blue blazes. If y'all don't know what blue blazes is a hot fire, and it was probably during the Blueberry Festival.
It was some kind of event.
They're having a festival downtown, and our Uncle Jesse was a member of the band, rock and roll band. Yep, it was rock and roll, and they were really good too.
Yeah.
They had
They made
records. They even some of the records are even still on YouTube.
Is that right?
And remember when he died?
That's
Ain't
right.
Linda just sold us.
Yeah, that's right.
So they had the streets blocked off, and they had a trailer, 18-wheel trailer, flatbed trailer, and they had these bands set up to go up and play on it. And were they playing when you were?
Yes.
And my sister loved to dance.
I was just a kid, but
She
still.
yeah, we were kids, but it was not allowed in our house.
Mm-hmm.
And my dress that I had on, you must have been 13 because I was 12.
I probably was 13.
I had on a sleeveless dress, and I got burnt to a crisp that day. There was no such thing as buying sunscreen, or if it was, we didn't buy it.
Yeah.
But Mama come to pick us up, and Mary was out in the street dancing, and she was cutting a rug, and I'm talking about tame dancing, considered what dancing is today.
Just
it was
moving
fun.
my feet.
Yeah.
I was just moving my feet, but I was enjoying it, but I wasn't supposed to be doing
But
that.
it got her in trouble.
I
And
did.
she's got some granddaughters that love to
Yeah.
dance. You like to
I
dance
like
too, don't
music.
you, Linda?
I like music, and so.
But anyway,
and it was my uncle playing, and so I didn't think.
yeah,
you know,
it was fun,
it
but
was
it was just
fun,
not
but
something that
you
we
don't-
did in our household.
Yeah, especially on the streets, in the public. Mother, it embarrassed Mother so bad. It embarrassed her so bad. She came in, she told, I didn't get a spanking, because I remember I didn't get, but I can't remember too many spankings I got.
No, we
So
didn't
get a spanking.
She disciplined us, but
Yeah.
we didn't.
Yeah.
We knew to mind, so we
Yeah.
didn't get a lot of spankings.
Yeah.
But unless we really needed it,
She really made me feel bad though. But anyway, that was we like music, you know.
yeah, we
just
did. We love music. So we're fixing to get in the car, and we're going to go to some other places and do probably some more another short video or two, or maybe one before we leave here. So we hope y'all have enjoyed this, and we love y'all.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Stay cool.
And have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye.